This is my second time trying. Let's see if it actually works. Am I live? It don't look like I'm live. Why is my live not working? Oh, there we go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Oh, there we go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Cool. Okay. What was that about? And now that one that says is about to go live is stuck on there. Upcoming. Delete. Okay. Am I still live? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay. Am I still live? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Alright, there it is. Alright, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins style. I've been told Alphino and Alizé have withdrawn to Tertium. I like to say Tertium, because that's what it looks like. Tertium, to request aid on the front lines. They seem to intend on rejoining the battle once reinforcements are ready, but I shall tell them to wait until you arrive. Bow, bow, bow. Ba, 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 ba. Is young Chris on? He is, but he's AFK. AFKs, he's two worlds entwined. And just like that, we find ourselves faced with another emergency. Fortunately, there is yet time for us to make a difference. Let us make haste to for Tertium. Let us make haste. Make haste to the place. Which one is it? Let's... Ba 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 ba. Still that sad music playing over here. Ba 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 ba. Why y'all acting like it's cold again? We ain't seen Oriage in a little bit. Well met, my friend. Now, let us hearken into Alphino's words. It's been far too long, Erock. Thank you for coming at such short notice. I'm glad you're here. Ah, Erock, you made it in time.
You picked a frosty spot for a reunion.
Tataru sent word that you were coming. Full glad am I to see you all. Though I'm afraid this is no time for pleasantries. Planar fissures have opened up across Garlemald, inundating the region with void scent. As far as we can ascertain, there are two focal points of their assault. The Ilzabard contingent are combating the threat in Lapis Manalis. Although they have suffered casualties, they appear to have the upper hand.
As well they should. The many talented Uldan thaumaturges among them should be more than capable of closing any fissures they encounter.
Which leaves the second focal point, the Clutium. Eulus and the Garlean community are attempting to mount a counterattack, but are struggling to cope with the sheer number of Voidsent. They've fallen back to the north of the Imperial Palace. Can you lend your aid in securing the area?
With your blessing, I would tend to the wounded returning from battle.
Of course, Kryl. Thank you. The quickest route from here to the front is via the train tracks. Once we arrive, we can support the Garlean forces as we make for the fissure in the munitions factory.
So where all these dungeon off taps. Actually, I could just form a party. Let's see what they gotta say. I've seen to my preparations. I suggest we sally forth ere the cold winds sap our strength. I can't say I have your knack for dispatching void scent, but our time in Terra gave me many opportunities to hone my skills. You shan't find me wanting. Even with Magitech support, the Garleans are struggling to beat back the void scent. We must join them as soon as possible. The Clydium once supplied the Imperial Army with all manner of munitions and war machina. Like many such facilities, I was told it had fallen to ruin in the wake of the Empire's collapse. In these frosty climes, the weather is as much an adversary as any void scent. We ought not tarry. Oops. I've often thought that if I had been more adept in tending to the wounded of Solution 9, perhaps not so many would have been lost. I should do my utmost to see that I do not look back on this battle with regret. Alright. We'll go with the NPCs.
My turn.
I stand ever ready. 'Twould be a pleasure as always.
Our fates are not yet sealed.
Let's give it our all.
Yeah.
Our fates are not yet sealed.
My turn.
Yeah? Yeah. Let's give it a go. Shan't we? I like the music so far. Wow. Cool. Long path Wow. How long has it been since last we fought together? Leave the fodder to us, don't hold back. Their hunger for ether is insatiable, they don't stand a chance.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
This is so much slower doing it with NPCs. Let's see. Here's sight for sore eyes. We're here now.
Appreciate the help. We'll handle things from here. Take care of the fissure.
I'm sleepy and hungry. He's almost there. All right. Cool. Oops. I'm not sure if I muted myself, but if it did, this is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, y'all, I'm sleepy. Stay up late, get up early. And I just ate a small snack. It's making me sleep.
ready.
Second boss. Got one more after this. Oh, you butthead. No! My bad, I'm falling asleep. Oh! Alright, I gotta pay attention, sorry. That's my fault, I'm falling asleep. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Alright, hold up. Let me go get me some drink real quick. Okay. Okay. Got me up. Got me up. Okay. Woo. Okay. My bad. Okay. I'm awake this time. Alright, let's do this. Kept nodding off while I was playing. Okay. I'm ready. Got him. Just had to give me a little drink. I was asleep. Okay. Give me another drink. Okay. What's up, fellas? Nice. Whoop. Cool. Be another drink. Alright. Whoa! Cool. There are gates all over the place, or tears, or whatever. Nice. Yeah. What's this? Oh, they're making one of them big things again? The bigger ships? The Agrius or whatever it was called? I don't know, man. The story is just, I don't know. His title is Master Manipulator. They like try to make evil people like good or understandable or whatever. I don't know. Well, he's not even a person. Oop. That's my fault. Ooh. Oh, my bad. I have no excuse that time. I just wasn't paying attention. I have no excuse. Okay. My fault. I can only see one of them. No! Alright, you. No! I can't move! Nice one. Ooh. Kill it already! There we go. I'm rusty. There's no fight left in them now. We need only close the fissure. I'd wager the creature is not long for this world. Don't worry, I have my eye on them. They still breathe, albeit faintly. Whoa, what's that? Cool.
I think that's all of them.
We need but seal the fissure to prevent further ingress.
It's over. I can only imagine the extent of the damage were it not for your aid. On behalf of the Garlean community, I thank you for all you've done for my people, for my home.
I shall close the fissure post-haste.
You risked your life in vanquishing the creature. Would you at least let me bear the burden of deciding its fate? You want to go back? To the void? Your kind have entered this realm before. Some seeking death, that they might rejoin the life stream. But you would choose that dark, deathless place?
The wind is fresh and pure, untouched by darkness. Perhaps it won't be a blessing to meet my end in such a place. But I cannot yet bear to part with the void. If only the winds would blow there, as they do here. I long to return, to see my home unsullied, as it once was.
We know that pain all too well. If that is your wish, you must forsake this aggression. Go back to the void and devote yourself to its restoration. I have a friend, Zero, who hails from your home. She and her companions strive to bring light into the void from another world blighted with imbalance. I hear their efforts have already met with some success. One day, they'll drive the darkness from the void. I'm sure of it.
This form is imbued with the will of all those I consumed. We shall return to our world and seek out this Zero. Then we shall see if there is truth in your words.
She won't disappoint you. That much I guarantee.
Bravo! I think Zero will approve.
Oh,
Indeed, that was truly heartening to see.
Understanding begets fellowship, right? I thought I might lead by example.
Well then, shall we head back?
I don't know. The writing's kind of dumb. It's like they're always overturning things that they've established in the past. It's just stupid. It's like completely different people are... Anyway, whatever. That boy's come a long way. I'll credit to Zero for nudging him in the right direction. With the Clydeum's fissures sealed, I dare say the Void's incursion is at an end. Voids not only absorb the ether of those they consume, but their thoughts as well. With such a legion of minds at their disposal, one hopes they prove a capable ally for Zero. You have my heartfelt appreciation. Without your intervention, I have no doubt the casualties, would have been far greater. Julius was quick to put our words, or rather, those of the Dawn Servant, into practice. Reports have begun trickling in. By all accounts, the Islebar contingent was successful in containing the threat on their front. For Void sent to attack in such numbers just as we were finding our feet. I daren't imagine the consequences had you not provided such timely aid. On behalf of my comrades, thank you. Thank you all. A grave presentiment?
The Ilsabard contingent have contained the threat on their front. Things appear to be under control for the time being. Though it remains unclear why the fissures opened up in the first place. According to Tataru, similar ruptures are occurring across the star.
One thing is clear, however. The phenomenon is not without pattern. The tendency for fissures to emerge is pronounced in regions deeply connected to the void. Places where the barrier between the two worlds is at its thinnest.
I fear there may be a place in far greater peril than Garlemald. Though it hath since been sealed, you will recall there is a great void gate that we ourselves had cause to open. A gate which was instrumental in our bid to reunite Vritra with his sister and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Oh gods. The moon.
With our attention fixed upon planar fissures, I failed to consider this vulnerability. All other paths unto the void are but pinpricks in the veil compared to that great lunar rift.
And that rift might be yawning open as we speak. We'd better hurry.
Let us make for Bestway's burrow. I dare say the Loporrits are well aware of current events.
We ought to have Kryl join us once she finishes tending to the wounded. I shall likewise contact Y'shtola. Her knowledge of the moon's void gate is second to none.
Alphino, Alize, please do what you must to keep our world safe.
We'll be back before you know it.
A quick word, if you will. I'm not sure whether you'll run into Zero during the course of all this, but if you do, would you give this to her? Emergency rations, in case of a protracted battle. Can't imagine she's eating all that well in the void. She likes dumplings.
We're
Given thy panicked state, I presume the Loporrits too are beset with void scent.
Oh, what sweet relief it is to see you all! Yes, void scent. Lots of them. They suddenly came pouring forth from the crater.
I had dearly hoped to find my worries unfounded.
For some unknown reason, the void gate seems to have partially opened. Living Ray dashed off to activate the brands and halt the Fiend's invasion. But she hasn't come back, and we've since lost contact.
I suggest we make for the brands without delay.
I don't know. It's just like everything's a joke with the writing and not serious. Our valiant savior, I was so frightened I dared not move an ill. Oh, you're looking for Living Way? I think I saw him heading southwest towards the Drowning Brand. She had several slaughter bots in tow, but I worry they won't be enough for all the void scent. You better hurry. I mean, if you look at Stormblood and Shadowbringers, it just ain't the same.
Danger, of course. I knew you would realize our plight and rush to our rescue. Aetherius is likewise plagued with void scent. If only we'd prioritized further development of the void scent slaughter bots, we could have stemmed the tide ourselves. Oh, what a tremendous demonstration that would have been. Irrefutable proof that I was mankind's staunchest ally and the greatest Loporrit to ever live! I can practically taste the praise. Fortunately, I was able to activate the brands. Should any more void scent emerge from the gate, they ought to be confined to the crater. Unless, of course, the void gate begins to expand of its own accord, or some gargantuan monstrosity tries to barge through, I don't foresee any major problems.
Take, try to be funny again.
Oh, nope. We're doomed.
There you are.
I left the data in Shale's capable hands and teleported here as soon as I heard. And ere you ask, I made sure to bring the key with me.
Then the real threat yet awaits us.
'Tis Golbez's domain beyond the Void Gate. I wonder how he and Zero are faring. By the 12. Let them come. What are you doing here?
Visit felt long overdue. No time to explain.
trust you to state the obvious. May as well make yourself useful. The gate's sheer size appears to have made it a tempting target.
Enuo, a dread void scent risen from the benighted depths of the ocean. They kept to the confines of their domain while Zeromus endured. No longer, it would seem. And once they had discovered a path to the Red Moon, they wasted no time in making the journey.
Leave the void scent nearby to us. You take care of Enuo.
Don't be shoving your hugest problems on us. Just kidding.
Facing this many foes calls for a more familiar approach. Voidsent can change their form at will. Both light and darkness are mine to wield. Besides, what better to purge darkness from the void than darkness itself?
Who dares face me? A mere mortal. Hast thou come in search of power? Renown? I fight to end this world without end. All who stand before me shall fall.
Cool. No, I'll wait for that. Guess I'll go pop this. Or go get this stuff. Always pops at inconvenient times. Just let me get this done real fast. I'm just messing. Hey. Cool.
All who dare oppose me shall quake before the silken dark. The void's power is mine. still.
Daddy.
Whoop.
Daddy.
Oh, then finish that story. What you doing?
Accept your downfall. Doth the Yorius not tempt you? Void consumes. Naught will endure. Neither past nor future. Only one remains.
I breathe the darkness. Let the light guide you.
You must break free.
The underlings are no more. Now to deal with NOO.
Life and death rendered meaningless.
Light, protect us.
I will not yield my domain! Such is the power of the Void. The Void's power is mine to wield. Behold the truth of this world! Accept your downfall. The yawning will not tempt you. Be still. The yawning will not tempt you. Be still. Did all boundaries cease to be?
Nice.
They must be sealed away.
Cool. Fun.
I'm glad you came. We would have struggled to face Enuo alone. I presume you journeyed here to prevent more Voidsent from passing through the gate.
With Enuo defeated, there are none left in this realm who pose a serious threat. I dare say the problem is resolved.
Last Voidsent have been emerging from fissures across the source. Have you noticed you haven't raised the void of late?
Cause for alarm indeed. Tell us more. So the breach wasn't limited to the Void Gate. For better or worse, Precious little has changed in the 13th since the Romus fell. Have you noticed anything unusual?
I know not the reason events have unfolded this way, but there is, perhaps, an explanation as to why the Void Gate and the fissures opened. Here, in my domain, even the slightest change is keenly felt. When the gate opened, I sensed not the workings of some external force. Rather, it felt as if the barrier between our worlds was weakening naturally, moment by moment, until the two came to meet.
And you think this weakening could be happening elsewhere?
'Tis a possibility.
What of Razatan and Garlemald? Eulus took mercy upon the interloper. Whether Voidsent or Garlean, we all share the same longing for home. Should we meet, I will gladly offer them aid. Please tell Eulus as much. Wait, how exactly did you get here? No mortal could traverse the Void Gate in its current state. And this path of yours is still there. I cannot see it.
Nor does it reveal itself to me. Perhaps the path serves only the key bearer.
So it is not a means to travel freely back and forth. A pity. I would have liked to see my friends again.
My bad. That says the up-to time is 0. The parcel Julius prepared for her. I was dozing off again. Stayed up too late. Something for me? Yeah, I got you some sandwiches. Some pork chop sandwiches. That smell. Food, is it? Yeah, your hubby. He want to give you some pork chop sandwiches. Ah, I recall Julius speaking of the dumplings his mother used to make. Thank you for the parcel. and the fond memories. There's more than enough to share with Golbez. Now that he foregoes the ether of others, I'm sure he'll appreciate the sustenance. I sometimes wonder what the void would be like if culinary tradition flourished here once more, whether it would suffice to break the cycle of mutual consumption. A heartening thought, if nothing else. Yeah, man, for transcendence. They make you think all kind of crazy things. Beacon from beyond. Until our battle earlier, I hadn't called upon darkness in some time. In truth, I find light a better fit these days. Ever since you left, we've been roaming the void in search of individuals who would join our cause. Although we returned to the Red Moon after sensing Inuo's presence, rarely do we linger in a single location. However, if the interloper you spoke of doesn't tend to seek me out, it might be wise to return to my domain. Won't you join us? With Inuo defeated, the source should be in no immediate danger. Imminent danger. Good. We'll wait for you by the crater. Now I want to go home. Me sleepy. Me sleepy. I want sleepy. There's a teleporter situated between here and the center of the moon. I used to travel to the surface in days long past, though I seldom had need once my generals were in place. Igiorum herself crafted the device that I might lay low the Servant of Light. Ironic that we now use it, seeking to restore light to the void. Forgive my idle reminiscence. Tis time we made our descent. Hi hi. Heidi hi hi ski. Alright, let's get this over with. Though it's not always so, many who live here now have chosen to do so because they support the cause. Indeed, if our numbers continue to grow, we may require more territory. Thankfully, we were able to harness the residual ether from Barbarisha domain. Those reserves will enable me to expand mine as the need arises. Right, we had best prepare for our potential guests. Join me in my abode when you're ready. I don't care about talking to any of these. I do like Zero though, and the Zero story is pretty cool. It's alright. It's the better. I imagine you remember these, the transmitter we used to receive light from the first. If memory serves, they work by channeling excess ether left in the wake of the flood into the crystal tower. Using the tower's crossover travel capabilities, light is then conveyed into the 13th and into these devices. I have a mind to use them now, but they'll need to be set in an elevated location. Your assistance would be greatly appreciated. I got you, girl. Taking a bath. Oh, stank booty monsters. Monsters.
Upon activation, these transmitters will shine with light from beyond, sent courtesy of our ever-watchful friends. They will serve as beacons in the dark for those that would seek me out.
did not expect to see you here.
I am Zero, and this is my domain. 'Tis a safe haven for those who abhor conflict. Among those gathered here, many aspire to restore this world to how it once was.
Such a thing is possible.
Indeed. Though how long the endeavor will take, I cannot say. But for those of us abandoned by death itself, what do we have but time to try, and try again?
Very well. This light is ample proof your comrade spoke true. However long it takes to restore our world, you shall have my aid.
And you shall have mine.
Alright. Seems Ulysses' intervention has helped forge a new bond. Thank you for bringing word to me. I gather you'll head home sooner rather than later? Yes. And thus return to the Red Moon. I'm sure you won't begrudge me a proper farewell. No, well, you've been alright. You've been cool. End Walker.
Would you deliver a message to Ulysses for me? Tell him that we're making progress towards rebuilding our home. And I hope that he is too.
Enuo's Memoria will be safe here. The crystal containing Zeromus has been passed on to our allies in the First. If Enuo's Memoria might serve them in restoring their world, we shall likewise consider its transfer.
How much simpler it would be to aid one another in our respective fights, were it not for these boundaries between us. Safe travels, my friend. We take comfort in the knowledge that you're out there fighting too, wherever you may be.
No luck, I'm afraid. It appears he's not in Mare Lamentorum.
Wait. Is that...
God, you had us worried. You suddenly disappeared. We didn't know what to think.
Shortly after you vanished, the Void-Sent incursion abruptly ended. We surmised you had a hand in that, but never did it cross our minds that you were fighting alongside Zero and Golbez.
This golden path you said you traversed wasn't visible to us either. Nor did we hear a voice. Ethos. Might this be the key's true name?
While many mysteries remain, for now, I am glad to learn the state of affairs in the 13th. Golbez's suspicion that the barrier twixt worlds has begun to weaken. 'Twould certainly explain the surge in fissures manifesting in the source.
Yet what could be behind such a phenomenon? And who might you be? Not her void scent, I'd wager.
Greetings. I am Helmerut of the Ascians. We are your sworn foes, I know. But on this occasion, will you not put away your arms? I wish only to talk. Thank you for affording me a chance.
Bereft of the Unsundered, we were under the impression you and yours no longer had cause to continue your activities. That you should reveal yourself at this juncture. I assume you are the one who bestowed Calyx with the knowledge of summoning and the reflections.
Yes, that is correct.
Was it necessary to reveal my present form as well?
Calyx. So he succeeded in transferring his memories after all.
Be at ease. Even were I to occupy a combat-oriented vessel, I would not have the ability to defeat you. You destroyed my plan, my life's work. I have naught to replace it, nor will I ever regain what I once had.
If you wish to speak, Helmerut, will you not tell us what it is that you hope to accomplish?
As you know, our star Aetheris was sundered into 4 and 10 shards in the time of the Ancients. As the will of the star, Hydaelyn perpetuated this unnatural division for millennia. And in the wake of her passing, nature has begun to reassert itself. As a wound knits itself together, the star seeks to become whole once more.
Yes. It seeks to rejoin with all of its shards. Unlike the one we Ascians attempted to orchestrate, however, the stars rejoining will afford mankind no special treatment. All life and matter will be condensed into a single whole and remade for a new beginning. A complete rebirth. Aetheris will return to the way it once was. Hundreds of millions of years past. To a quiet and peaceful time. Long before the light of mankind was kindled.
Supposing for a moment we believe you, how can you possibly know all this?
It is an inevitability that I have foreseen since time immemorial. A future that awaits should creation be freed from the influence of Hydaelyn and Zodiark. The star is tolerant to life. It holds no grudges, and neither rages nor weeps for being sundered. Yet by the same token, it is indifferent to life's survival. No amount of devastation and death can compel it to stop the wheels of creation from turning. The earth shakes, and mountains spew fire. Floods wash away the fruits of labor, and icy winds freeze and starve. Countless perish as nature runs its course. So many seeds of life have already been lost, yet in spite of this, people continue to believe that the morrow will come. But it will not. For nothing lies beyond the solstice, when all creation is reunited. When that day comes, every last trace of mankind shall be erased. I cherish man's journey. Despite losing his innocence and being made to live with suffering, he has forged ever onward. Strong, even as he is weak, his is a proud tale in the history of the star. It would be a shame for that tale to end. For all to wither and die, when some might yet survive. Would you not agree?
If a natural rejoining doth lead unto the solstice, then thine intent is to preemptively rejoin the worlds.
Correct. It was for this very purpose that Halmarut recruited suitable collaborators from the Reflections. Individuals like me, who would willingly doom another world in order to fulfill their aspirations. The Winterers, we are called. And if you and yours seek to protect all life, then sooner or later you shall have to contend with us.
Even if everything you claim is true, what you've done, Calyx. It's unforgivable!
I do not ask that you be pragmatic, nor do I seek your approval. Given your familiarity with other reflections, 'tis only natural that you are averse to our methods. But there is one irrefutable fact that you must understand. Should we take no action at all, the solstice will come, and no one will be left alive. No one. Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit. Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
Wait!
Interesting. To think that individuals of Calyx's ilk, or worse, exist on other shards. You'll have to forgive me, I'm still coming to terms with it all. Almarut can't be speaking the truth, can she? The Ascians once labored to resurrect Zodiark and bring back those who rendered up their lives to summon him. For the sake of those who now live, we fought tirelessly to oppose them. If Almarut does truly seek a rejoining to avert the solstice, to ensure some survive when otherwise all would perish, then our interests are not so disparate. Trust the Ascians to be plotting something utterly reprehensible. Though I am tempted to dismiss a preemptive rejoining as an utterly absurd solution, her words are not to be taken lightly. There you are. One moment you were standing before me, and the next you'd vanished into thin air. Thanks to you all, the void scent have been eradicated and the gate lies sealed once more. There's been nary a peep from the crater. Though I can't help but notice none of you seem to share my enthusiasm. Is something wrong? The whole world's coming to an end! Or, well, at least humans are. The star seeks to become whole. But that's preposterous. As far as I'm aware, Highland made no mention of a natural rejoining. I ought to consult the records to be certain. But not before thanking you for dispatching the void scent so handily. You well and truly saved the day. Thanks. Palmer can't be speaking the truth, can she? Oops, wrong person. Trail to the heavens. The implications of the solstice and the winter scheme, as well as our approach moving forward, will take time to consider. To that end, I believe we should gather and speak in person. And by we, I mean all our fellow Scions. For a change of pace, why don't we convene at the Rising Stones? I'm sure Tataru and the others will be happy to meet us there. Fine idea. In many ways, our return is long overdue. No doubt we could all use some respite after Garlemald, but I trust there are no objections. Hi, ski. To settle then, to the Rising Stones. Onward! Cool. Forget it. Alright, y'all. Katara says she doesn't want to stream, so. I guess we'll be leaving it at that. Moving on. cryo. There was much more to take care of in Garlemald. Even after tending to the wounded, I shall be sure to share a full report with Ojika. Tis pity my stay in Tyrol came to such an abrupt end. I should like to make arrangements to remain in touch with Shale. It feels like a lifetime ago I first set foot within these walls, though given we've all experienced a lifetime worth of triumphs and tribulations in the interim, perhaps that is only natural. Hey, you wanted to adventure. Since leaving for Tyrol, we've been almost constantly on the move. It feels good to put my feet up in familiar stamping grounds. In spite of time's vicissitudes, some things endure. The sanctuary is surely among them. Yep, I miss Minfilia giving out the quests. At times like this, the company of friends is all the more precious. Nary a thing has changed since we last gathered here. No doubt Tataru is chiefly responsible for the prevailing state of tidiness. Speaking of whom, she and a great many of our comrades are en route. Let us wait for them a while longer.
Long it hath been since last we gathered here. Though our order's dissolution was indeed in name only, thereafter we did largely operate independent of one another. All of which is to say, full glad am I to stand in such esteemed company once more.
Apologies for our delay. We're reporting for duty, as bid.
This is everyone that we could round up on short notice. The others are still en route. Estinian alone we weren't able to make contact with, but we're working on it.
No doubt his link pearl is buried at the bottom of his bag.
Knowing him, he'll turn up when we least expect it.
Now, as much as I'd like to savour our reunion, Tataru tells us there have been developments. Will you apprise us of the details? The Winterers and the Solstice.
The veracity of Halmarut's claims remains unclear. Yet it cannot be denied that, in his bid to convert the living into endless, Calyx was privy to knowledge of the reflections and more.
And the Winterers are formed of others, like him.
In light of the recent Voidsent incursions, I believe it would be wise to treat the Solstice as a genuine threat. The problem is how to deal with it.
Both the Source and the Reflections are home to irreplaceable life. I would protect them all if I could. But if doing so means ushering in complete annihilation... then what can we possibly do?
I wonder, was Hydaelyn aware of the solstice?
Given that we had no knowledge of it when you journeyed to Elpis, you couldn't have warned Venar. So it is entirely possible she was unaware. But in the course of sustaining the Sundered Star, she may have glimpsed this eventuality.
I don't think she had any way of knowing. I think she knew and chose to trust in us.
So she believed that we could overcome this trial as well. Or rather, that the choice was ours to make.
Whichever it may be, it is we who must find the answer. We who live in the here and now.
It makes sense though, she forced things apart, so of course they would try to come back together.
Perhaps we could take a recess? Oh, I dare say everyone could use a rest.
Indeed. We have ample food for thought, and it would be good to catch each other up.
Ere I forget, Heron, I believe you should keep the key, Ethos, in your possession. After all, it seems that is one mystery I am not destined to unravel.
What about Renar? Or whatever lion boy's name is from the first. Ephemi? I forgot how to pronounce her name. I helped repel the Voidsent incursion in Lapis Manalis, fighting off fiend-controlled Galate. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's something I won't rush to relive, but it was nonetheless good training. This latest development is indeed a shock, but I am heartened to see not a single face clouded with despair. Colsonet and I had remained in Corvos to monitor the situation among the Garleans and the Corvosi. Though seldom smooth sailing, in time the region settled and we were able to return. I understand the Garlean community has made great strides in improving relations with other peoples. Hearing that, I feel renewed zeal for resolving the issues in Corvos. Then perhaps you'd like to hear more about the Garleans' accomplishments from me and the twins. It might stroke that fire even hotter. I keep hearing about Corvosi or Corvosi. That's where Garhati is from. So that'll probably be somewhere in the expansion, I would think. Don't worry about me. I'm sure you've plenty to discuss with all these old faces. It was by no means an easy decision, but as the solstice is now our paramount concern, Alisaie and I have opted to formally withdraw from our efforts in Garlemald. After all, anything we do to protect our world will also serve to keep the Garleans safe. Julius and his comrades are already working towards a brighter future of their own accord. Honestly, I'm more worried about us. It's so difficult to see the path ahead, but hopefully we can get through this and return to Garlemald with our heads held high one day. Indeed. In the meantime, let us prepare a letter for Julius and the community. We mustn't let despair stay our hand. Dang it! Should have talked to Urianger first. After Urianger and I went off on our own, we decided to spend some time exploring Shak Taral. We never had the chance to visit during the Rite of Succession, you see. We journeyed east through Loazinita? I don't know. Before heading up the coast to the frigid northern reaches, where they revere a storied beast of the sea. The excursion only served to reinforce just how diverse Taral really is. We also met with the Wallaki. Though we had not the time to study their arts at length, we were privy to several intriguing demonstrations. Would that we could have indulged our curiosity further and traveled to yet more distant lands. For better or for worse, pragmatism tempered our wanderlust. Suffice it to say, we still have plenty to see of the continent. I should very much like to return, given the chance. The brothers are reunited, yet a distance between them persists. How cruel fate is to force me to choose. Oh, Anor, I hoped you'd come to your senses, but I see you're still in the throes of withdrawal. They're so silly. Judging by your guise, Clements, your studies must have been productive. Indeed, I have more or less mastered the fundamental principles of Charlean astrology. At one point, I considered exploring other healing arts, but decided to persevere with more focused training to better leverage my skills on the battlefield. I don't think I'd be much use on a battlefield these days. I can scarcely hold my bow steady, let alone hit a target, so sorely bereft of brotherly ministrations as I am. I knew you still required constant supervision. You two haven't changed in the slightest. It makes me wonder how our colleagues that couldn't join us today are faring. Cryo. Hearing our comrades' tales reminds me of my efforts to master pictomancy. We've all come so far, striven so hard. Ugh. Even after discussing the revelations concerning Calyx, there is a great deal to share. It's just difficult to know where to begin. Aenor and I were training in Gridania when Voidson attacked the Twellswood. Thankfully, we were able to fend them off with the help of the Twin Adders. When I heard the invasion had already spread across the star, I realized the gravity of the situation and ordered a confidential report sent to the other Scions. That's why Tataru was so quickly apprised. Thanks to you, we were able to make haste for Garlemald. While circumstances and duty may keep us apart, we remain bound by common purpose. Indeed. May that purpose continue to guide us now that we stand together once again. It seems everyone has much more to discuss with one another. Anyway, you're overdue for a proper break. The peace and quiet will help you think. Feel free to make yourself comfortable in Dawn's respite. Dawn's respite. Respite. Respite.
Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit. Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
I detest evenings such as this. Too bright, too stimulating. The mind distracted by the inconsequential.
Calyx.
You needn't be so wary. I merely come to offer information before my departure. Halmarut and I will soon cross the rift to observe the enactment of another Winter's plan. Our destination is the fourth. A world locked in ice, whose lands are blanketed in thick clouds. In order to survive, man has fled to the skies, using great magics to establish new civilizations.
That sounds exciting. Why tell me where you're going?
I have my own designs I would see realized. Nothing more. Believe me or don't, as you like. For all I know, you lack the means to follow us anyway. What Halmarut said to you earlier. She suggested that dealing with the reflections might satisfy your ambition. But is that truly so? You have seen battles beyond counting, have defeated even the fear of death. Is there some conclusion that you seek, no matter the cost? I will share with you a truth. We Winterers each have an ambition that we wish to fulfill. To that end, we may share information with one another, but we do not necessarily share the same beliefs. Just as you and yours decried my actions, I find those of my fellows objectionable. Be that as it may, it is the culmination of our lives' works that we would bring to the world, fruits born of undying devotion, daring aspiration, and unwavering ideals. No matter how we are reviled, no matter what we must steal, our actions will be vindicated by those who abide in the future we create. In your benevolence, you may seek to save everything and everyone. But once all is consequently consigned to oblivion, your noble deeds will amount to nothing more than folly. For no living soul shall remain to judge them.
Cool story, bro. I just have a quick question. If shattered stars are doomed to mend, how turns the key to winter's end? That's not my question. But let me read these real quick. Oh, is that it? Just one? Boo! Boo! My question is, Why does he have a compass in his pocket? Isn't that what that is? A little metal two-hand thing? A compass? Like if you're plotting something out on a graph, on some graph paper? Isn't everything he does or uses digital? Is that just to give him a nerdy look, they put a compass in his pocket? Interesting. Questions that need answers. Urianger, we must needs ascertain the veracity of Hamlet's claims. I shall send word to my colleagues in Charlian. They may be able to offer us valuable insights. As the word of the mother, Minfilia conveyed the will of the star. Surely she would have known if nature itself ran counter to that will. Few tales of Terral reach Corvos, even today. I'd like to hear of your adventures next time we meet. I've been making headway with my training, but I have a long way to go compared to present company. I look forward to learning from the very best again someday. Alphino and Alizé saw fit to relinquish their responsibilities in Garlemald and concentrate on the fight ahead. I shall likewise be reprising my duties as a scion, wherever they may take me. Looks like there's a lull in the conversation. This is my chance. Hey, Honora, at least feign a little interest in your sister. This obsession has gone too far. I'll continue to keep abreast of the situation in Garlemald via reports from the Isambard contingent. Should another crisis arise, we will not hesitate to provide our support. Sounds like you faced a tough fight in the Void. I know your instinct is to charge into the fray, but even heroes need rest. Knowing that a connection persists between the 1st and the 13th fills me with joy. Not me, sir. Not me. I wonder whose voice it was that named the key Ethos. The more we learn, the more mysteries abound. You ought to let Julius know you met with Zero. I'm sure he'll wish to hear she's faring well. When you have a moment, I should like to hear more of your trip to the 13th. Let's talk to young Julius. People in there again. It's different, bro. It's always empty. Julius! So you met with Zero. Honestly, once I gave you the dumplings, I realized it was a silly request. Yes, it was, but the writers made you do it, so I don't blame you, brother. After all, there was no guarantee you'd see her. I'm glad you did, of course. Let's hope the day comes when such treats are commonplace in the Void. I guess that's it, y'all. So we are done. So I guess the part two to this will I think get released sometime either in August or September. So we will see you then. Thanks for watching, and I will say bye for now.